Support Pro Play Games on Patreon.
What's up, guys? Vibes here, also known as Camilo, coming at you with a spicy Shoto deck. This is a deck that one of our team members, or actually, the owner, has been really playing with a lot. He seems to really enjoy this deck. It's super aggressive. It ends games extremely fast, and it has some really cool aspects to it that other decks don't have, like negates and canceling effects on foundations and characters. So it's really cool. Very excited to show it off for you guys today. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so of course we're going to start off with the leader himself, Shoto Todoroki. He's a 7 hand size, 20 health, and has 2 really cool effects. He has one enhance that says I commit 1 foundation and your attack gets +1 damage for every 2 range attacks in my discard pile. And that complements the response very well. It's a response commit, and I discard the top 3 cards of my deck, and after your rival plays an enhance ability on a non-character, you can go ahead and cancel it. So this response will help fuel up this enhanced commit so that you can start doing a lot of damage and users start to snowball, and you just start milling a bunch of your cards, get a lot of range attacks in your discard pile, and do massive damage as soon as possible. So he is super cool. Your opponent sometimes doesn't remember that you can just cancel one of their enhances, like their coordinated efforts or one of their main plays. You could go ahead and cancel it. Mill 3, super cool. Really enjoy that aspect of him. So let's go ahead and get into the attacks. We have here 3 frigid heat waves. It should be 4. I just don't own a 4th, but it is really good. This card is a 5 cost, 3 check. It's 5 high speed for 4 damage, and it has 2 enhances, and of course it's arranged. And basically what this card does is if I have 6 or more range attacks in my discard pile, I draw 2. So once I have 6, this is instantly live to start drawing me cards to help push that lethal turn and just combo your opponent off. And it has a second enhance that could discard the top 3 cards of my deck, and then this attack gets +2 damage for each range attack discarded this way. So as you're going to start to notice, this deck has a lot of synergy, and all of his cards help you mill cards and do damage, draw cards. Super broken. That's why this is one of the most expensive cards. Hard to pull, but super awesome. So 3 to 4 frigid heat waves if you have. Then we have 4 giant ice walls. I don't know which art is the correct art between the ice walls and the ice storms, but one of them is a misprint. But basically what giant ice wall offers your deck is it has really good offense and really good defense. Like a lot of his attacks are very good on offense and defense. So even though you're at 20 health, you can defend very well, especially with the 7 hand size. So basically giant ice wall has a breaker 1, so if you block with it, their next card that they play is going to be a little more expensive, and has off rip just stun 2, which is just, you're going to start tapping out their board so that it makes it harder for them to block. Of course it's arranged, and it has an enhance that I can discard a momentum, and my next range attack gains stun 2. So imagine you go, okay, this stun 2, then you discard a momentum, give your next one another stun 2. You just already committed 4 cards on your opponent's board. So that just really helps with your aggro play. And then the 4 ice storms. This card's even more defensive. It's cheaper to play, and it has breaker 2, which means like when you block with this, the next card they play is 2 more I guess it's 2 more mana, 2 more the progressive difficulty goes up. It has powerful 3, so basically what that means is I can discard a momentum, and for each momentum I discard, my attack will gain +3 damage. So that's off rip, really powerful. And it has 2 enhances. One is this attack cannot be blocked by attack cards. So you can kind of force your opponent to, maybe they don't have it, and then this attack is going through. It's a 4 low, and no one really has low blocks. So this is pretty much guaranteed damage. And it has a really cool deadlock enhance. So it's nice to have engine cards that will punish deadlock. And this card basically states that this attack gets +2 speed, and the speed of this attack cannot be reduced. So he's really cool. This card's really nice offense, defense. It's cheap to play. Very nice. 4 ice storms. Now for the last Shoto attack, we play 4 Massive Flash Freeze. It's a 4 cost, 5 speed mid, 3 damage, and a really nice mid block. This has also 2 enhances, 1 regular and 1 deadlock. Basically, this card lets me discard the top card of my deck, and my next check to play a range attack gets +1. So this is kind of like an extender to make your cards cost a little less so that you don't have to commit so many of your foundations. And then it has a broken deadlock enhance that says the next check you make to play an attack, it just off rip passes. So if you're ever going up against and they deadlock, you can really punish by just extending super hard with your combo turn and just do massive damage with the Massive Flash Freeze. So definitely 4 of this. Main reason why we're maxing out on all of his attacks is because we want all these ranged in our discard pile so that we can keep fueling up our plays. And now for the last attack, we have 2 of the Monster Blast. It's from the rival decks, the Bakugos. This card's really cool because it's cheap to play. It's a 4 mid for 4, and it has an enhance that if the next attack I play this turn is a low, I destroy 1 rival foundation. And you get to pick it. So it's like a Mystical Space Typhoon if you do a low, which is really cool because most of your attacks are going to be lows. So you can really just start punishing. You can commit their foundations with stuns, do this, blow up a foundation. So you can really just control what they have on their board and really just punish them for trying to play the game. So this card is really good. Just 2. And that's it for the attacks. It's a pretty good lineup. Definitely all these attacks are very strong. I think we play all of Shoto's attacks. That's how good they are. And onto the foundations. We'll start off with the 0 cost ones. We play 2 in danger. This card's really good because we have low health, so it helps us with our survivability. Basically what this says is I can enhance, destroy it, and if the attack damage is equal to or greater than my current health, it will get -3 speed. So it'll help you block, and just so you don't die. And then the last 0 cost we play is going to be 4 Stronger in Darkness. This card's pretty cool because it says if your character's committed, this attack gets +1 damage. You don't have to commit it, you don't have to flip it. It's just an off rip. If your guy's committed, gain +1. You can stack these, and remember to do his effect, you have for both of them you have to commit. So this is instantly always live, so really good and helps complement the deck to do more damage. This is a very aggressive deck. And now onto our 1 cost foundations. We have 2 Clever Distractions. This card's nice because I can enhance flip, and their high or low attack will get -2 speed, and most of this will help you craft your block more optimal, and so you don't have to commit so much. And what's really nice, it's an enhanced flip, not an enhanced commit, so really cool. Just 2 though. And now we play here 4 Calling for Backup. I really like this card because it helps on offense and defense. It's really nice, it's easy to build, and I can just enhance flip, draw a card. And if this was not the first enhance played, I have to discard a card. But basically, you'll just do this as your first enhance to draw a free card, and that is never a bad thing. Helps you draw into your attack so you can lethal your opponent. And then here we have 4 Precise Control. This card's nice because it has Breaker 1. So again, if you block with it, their next attack or their next card they play is going to be 1 more on their progressive difficulty. And it's kind of interesting because it says enhance, add this card to your hand. So what's cool is, let's say you have this built, then you go, okay, they enhance, now you enhance on defense, sorry, you add this to your hand, and now you have a 3 mid block breaker. So in a pinch, you can kind of block and help survive. It's really cool. Sometimes if your opponent forgets, you can just add that to your hand, so that's pretty cool too. And now we're on to the 2 cost foundations. We play 4 Frozen. This card is really cool because it's a 2 high block, so that's pretty cheeky to have. And I have enhance on my turn only. I can destroy a foundation, so it's not itself, and then your rival commits 1 foundation. So what's cool is it just says destroy a foundation, so you could just destroy one that's already been tapped, so you don't lose too much advantage. And then you commit their foundation, They get to pick, but that's fine because remember, you're playing stun 2s, cards that give you more stun, discommits, and you have your character ability that will negate and enhance, non-character enhance. So you can see how this deck is very aggressive, but it also is kind of control at the same time. So this is just super cool. You stun their board out, commit all their stuff, and then go for lethal. So this just helps complement that strategy. And of course, it's a Shoto card. Now we'll play here 2 Heroic Lineages. This card's really cool because it has 2 responses, and responses are nice to have. And basically what this card let you do is when your rival attack receives a damage bonus, -3 speed by committing it. So by giving it -3 speed, they could be super powerful, but if you're going to reduce their speed to something that's like a 2 or a 3 speed, that makes it super easy for you to block. And with all your breakers and stuff, it's just super cool card for this deck. Also has another response commit that after my attack receives a speed bonus, it'll get +2 damage. So there's ways to increase your speed to give you more damage. So this card's very offensive and defensive. It's a very good card. I would consider maybe playing more, but I wanted to keep it at a 50 guard deck so that we can really get the correct mills. And then we have 2 Fulfilled My Duty. This card's very nice because, for example, let's say Kirishima players or decks that have a bunch of foundations, a trillion effects, too much to read, too much to keep up with, you can just enhance, destroy, and the enhance step. So when there's too much to read and too much to go on, you can sometimes get bailed out by a Fulfilled My Duty. So this is pretty cool. Only 2 because it is a 4 check, a 3 high block, and to destroy this and enhance, it is kind of situational, but it's better to have it than to not have it. And then here we go with 2 Irrefutable Force of Nature. This card is super awesome. It just fits his theme. Of course, it's his card. You can enhance, commit this, seal 1 rival mountain, fire, or water asset or foundation. So basically what seal means is I can enhance, commit this, and you affect Valor one of their foundations with one of these attributes for that turn. So that's really cool. So again, you're stunning, you're committing their foundations, you're making them not have effects. This deck is pure gas. And it has another enhance where I can enhance, remove, and I seal 1 asset or foundation. It could be any. It doesn't have to be those attributes. So basically this card, I can go enhance, commit, stun one of their mountain, fire, or water, or I can enhance, remove, and I seal anything. So super cool. If you have both out, you can commit, stun one of their you can seal one of those and then remove another one, and you just make their board or their foundations not have any effects, which is pretty funny. And then for our we still have some cards left. 2 Self-Assured. Only 2 because it is a unique, but this and a 4 check. But the reason why this card's really good is because of course it's a Shoto card, so off rip really good. But it has 2 enhances. It has an enhanced commit, and I change the zone of this attack. So Shoto's cards are kind of predictable. They're all like lows, or like one of them is a high. So your opponent might just be crafting the perfect block in their hands so they can block a bunch of your attacks. And you can hit them with a cheeky, enhanced commit. Now my low is a high. And now it's not like you can make sure your attacks go through and deal damage. So that's really cool. It is a unique, so you can't really get too many of these out. Well, you can only have 1 out. But it has another enhance to enhance, destroy, and I draw a card for every 4 range attacks in your discard pile. That is absolutely cracked, because when you think about it, we're playing a 50 card deck. All of our effects damn near mill our cards, and so for every 4 ranged, we draw a card. So this will help extend your kill turn, or even on defense if you need to draw some blocks. Like, this card is super helpful in the grind, and just also in just to apply that pressure. And again, drawing cards is never a bad thing. So 2 Self-Assured. And to round off our foundations, we play 4 Latent Skill. This card is super cool because it's a enhanced flip. Discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards. So on defense, they're attacking with something and you know you don't have that block in your hand. Okay, try to draw those 2 cards. On offense, if you have too many foundations and not enough attacks, go ahead, discard, draw 2 cards. Or if you need to build, you basically can help craft your hand to be the best for that situation. So that's why we max out on 4 copies. 2 high block too, so it's really nice. And it's just an enhanced flip. It's not a commit or anything, so it's not really too bad like to do. And drawing 2 cards, filtering 2 cards, that sounds broken to me. So 4 copies for sure. And that's so far 49 cards. It would be 50 if I had the 4th Frigid Heatwave, but since I do not, we just went ahead and threw in a Plus Ultra, because why not? It's a really good block, and you can just delete your opponent's life with the first enhance. So that is the deck. It is a 50 card deck with, I think, like literally all of Shoto's attacks and then 2 Bakugo attacks. And yeah, no side deck today, just because this deck, I haven't really figured out a side deck for it yet, just because the main deck is so gas. But yeah. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the profile. It is a super aggressive deck, super fun to play, and I highly recommend you try it out, as long as you can, afford those frigid heat waves. But other than that, thank you for watching. Have a great time, and keep topping.